All right, guys. Well, we're fucking back. It's been a minute since I've done a recap, actually. But yeah, man. What's up? I know we did a vlog a little bit before. But yeah, basically, I want to talk about the recap for the whole week. So this is going to be the week of the June 1st. The start of the new month, and we're going to talk about how I made around like 15, 16, 17k, whatever 3.6 times 5 is. So let's see, 1800 about across about 1800 across 5 evals. All right, 5 trade to 5 evals. I'm not like doing like a public like documentation. Again, that's going to come for later again when I do like Lucid TPT, whatever. But yeah, I'm pretty excited for these Lucid account, or not Lucid, Tradify accounts, because we're taking our time on them, and there's a lot of stuff I want to emphasize for you, when I cover, the trades and etc. in this video. So please, guys, I know this might not seem like a fucking crazy video, but just please watch it. You're gonna get a lot of sauce and a lot of value. Okay, so first off, remember, we're still in a environment where Trump is undecided about whether to open the strat or come to an agreement with Iran. Well, he is, but then Iran's like, oh, we're not coming to agreement. So we're kind of cooked on those fundamentals, right? Now, here was when Trump said an agreement was going to happen, and then over the weekend, that was fully negated. So there's no agreement. So again, when you're in this type of fundamental environment, number one, you always have to kind of understand your higher time frame areas of supply and demand, because essentially, it's going to be in like not like a range bound, but it's in kind of like an indecision-esque market. Okay, so you have to be like really aware where your main levels of supply demand are, and understand like you want to play the extreme areas of the range, basically. Kind of simple. Okay, yeah, that's really all it is. Now, on Sunday Open, you could have taken some trades. I'm not going to lie. There were some good discretionary shorts just off all this internal structure, all the way to this low over here, or, this low over here, whatever. But again, it has to be part of a model or whatnot. Again, you would only want to take these trades if you're very up and you have a lot of, discretionary trades to work with. But this is one thing I want to say as well, guys. Like, you have to understand that discretion, especially in prop firms, is the cheat code to getting payouts and making money. And I hate to say that, but the way the rules are constructed with these drawdown rules, these trailing drawdown rules, right? Every system has drawdown streaks, okay? You could have a very widely profitable system, but it's really impossible on a retail level, especially when you're trading algorithmically or you really look at the data, to have a perfectly smooth equity curve where you don't really lose a shit ton of trades in a row. Right? And you have to risk accordingly to where you're able to survive the drawdown streaks if you're trading discretionarily or even with the system. And yeah, bro. And the issue is the only way you can optimize the sequence of winners and have a high win rate is to, be discretionary. Unfortunately, that's the only way to do it. Right? So I'm not telling you to be fully discretionary, but be discretionary, and I've said this so many times, in places that matter, right? Having a daily loss limit, taking 2 trades a day and walking away, right? These things are going to save you on the day, and with your strategy and your overall models will allow you to come out profitable, unscathed on the other end, right? So number one, all right, you could have taken these trades, a lot of shorts off this whole leg, I mean, if you guys follow my content, you would know, but coming into whatchamacallit, June 1st, or you could say like over here, right? This is the first day of the month, okay? There was really only like one trade. The one trade was going to be a candle confirmation after we take out this high off this candle right here, off that engulfing doji right there, stop loss above the high, and then you're targeting this external low right here. But after that got break even, which I did get break even on this over here, there was no other trades, so there's really no other levels in this area, and we just have to really see where price will naturally end up and what the algorithms and what how price wants to move on gold right now. If you guys saw my my story, right, I had a fucking banger fucking trade on on what is it? This was literally yesterday, I'm pretty sure. Or yesterday on or no, this was on the 2nd. No, the 3rd. So 2 days ago. Yeah, so it was just amazing fucking trade, and I'm gonna cover what I took. So yeah, all in all, we made like 10R this week with through all the accounts, and yeah, we're slowly passing the challenges. Anyways, trade was basically when we opened up here, and we closed here on the day, right? We're not really looking for shorts anymore, or we're not looking for longs anymore, right? Because number one, it's very unlikely that this is going to be the low of the week. Because again, I have data on this, right? Very unlikely that this is going to be the low of the week. But the fact is that we failed to kind of take out our whatchamacallit, our Sunday, Monday high, and then this high that was made is also another protected high, right over here, like this. Okay, so in reality, right? We really don't want to see price go anywhere from even this high. Honestly, this would be a protected high in my opinion as well. If we can, I pull this over here. So really the only, and again, if you don't understand how the market works, you guys understand the market works off highs and lows, order book contractions, etc. There's really no reason to pump up from here like this, open up and just pump up like that, because then we're most likely gonna invalidate all of this, close somewhere here on the day, and then after we close on the day here, we'll just play retraces to go higher, right? Pretty simple. Okay, so we're still bearish now because price ended over here, and very simply, again, I want to get a really good entry, so I'm just going to be looking for trades, above swing highs or swing lows, especially when looking for a good discretionary entry. Not discretionary, but a good entry, because we know that's how the market works, right? And it was very simple. All I did was I marked out this high over here, and when price dumped, I saw that the vector was still very inefficient on the lower time frame. If you go over here, you can see that this, even if you go to the 15-second, actually, go all the way over here. It's gonna look kind of crazy. Yeah, this was just inefficient in my opinion. Even on the 1 minute, it just didn't really like this price action. So I was like, okay, you know what? We're not gonna try to chase, right? We're super oversold when we come to this area, right? So I was like, you know what? The best trade in this area is going to be above the swing high. That's literally all I did. I just put a limit order slightly above the swing high, expecting, we also have our RSI very overbought, expecting price to end up retracing off here, and it was a perfect trade, right? We had a very tight stop, covering like not tight, super tight, but like covering basically this structure over here, and we went for like a 1 to 9 point, and had a little bit tighter of a stop, I think, like right here. But yeah, 1 to 9.6, because that's to tradeify the consistency rule, and that was a trade. It hit TP. It barely hit fucking TP. Thank God. But that was a full trade. And obviously, we were trailed out. Once we make the swing high here, we're trailed out basically, right? So that was a trade on that. Now, similar concept, when we open up over here, we close over here, take out the low. Now, I'm actually looking for longs on this day. The issue is that I just didn't like the price action, the structure for long. So it was kind of indecisive. So I was like, you know what? Today might be a scalping day. We don't really know what's going to happen, because we already took out this new low right here, right? This new low right here. So this could be our our floor for the week, right? Especially with this, even though we invalidated this this information over here, you never know, right? Markets can price it in really quick, so we have to be smart with it, right? So I was like, you know what? It is okay to make this a scalping day, right? And that's exactly what I did. So as price started coming up here, it's like what, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. I'm watching this in real time. I see this high made, price retraces. So I was like, okay, you know what? I am gonna take another short scalp. And again, if you know how the markets work, again, very simple. You just put a limit order of the high. I had a pretty tight stop, not super tight, but like around this, and I just went for a 1 to 1, quick, boom. Really hit that instantly, like literally fucking instantly. A couple minutes, right? This did end up obviously going for like 1 to, I guess you could say 1 to 3, 1 to 2, but again, I just want to take a 1 to 1, and then yeah, I did not take any other trades. There were some really good great trades after we broke above this high over here, right? All over here, all of these highs, you could see, well, we just retested this area and then end up pushing higher. I didn't like that. It was still kind of messy, weird day. So I just decided to stay out after taking the 1 to 1. Great. Now coming into Thursday, now really sad. I am bullish. Okay. Now if I come over here and I take out my VWAP all the way over here, anchor it on Sunday, right? Anchor VWAP as well from yesterday over here, right? Like this. Excuse me. Let me see if I can do this here, right here. And then, yeah, you can see, well, what do we have? We have our VWAP sandwich, guys, right? That I taught you guys before. So really, if I was going to look for a short, I would have liked to see us trade into here on the next day. So really, you could have just sold it open. That was a good sell it open day, but it was just the way it was awkward, because the way price, it ended on the day, right? So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna keep our weekly like this, and I'm gonna look for longs. All right, I'm gonna be looking for longs. You know, after we retrace off this structure over here, because again, I'm still confident that this should be a protected low. If this is not the protected low, price will dump through here, right? So we really only have 1 or 2 trade ideas on the day, and basically what happened was that I could have actually been profitable on the day, but I just was not. Basically, after we took out this low, I ended up taking I wanted to wait because sometimes you can see like a lot of acceleration like this, so I wanted to see some good 1 minute closure before I entered in the trade, and I got that. So basically I got in over here on these 2 candle closures, right, on the 1 minute, and then what I did was I had a stop. It was covering this low over here like this. Boom. All right. The stop was like right here, and I was going for a 1 to like 6, targeting this high over here, because we should have ended bullish. Also, Fridays tend to have bullishness. I don't know what it is. The data behind it shows it. So I was like, okay, you know what? This could be a good trade. After we broke structure over here, we closed above these highs right over here like this. All right. I moved to 1-to-1 in profit. So I moved all the way to here. All right. Once I moved to here, we got trailed out at 1-to-1 in profit. I was like, okay, great. We're up on the day 1-to-1. But I'm still confident in the idea. So I'm just thinking, okay, this level's still going to hold. Maybe we just see a reclamation of the low and we see a move higher. So again, take a limit order right below the low. Take another trade, right? And then this actually did go for another 1-to-1 again. So I could have scalped another 1-to-1 and been up 2R, which is like, 750 on the day, 4,000 on the day, whatever. But I was like, nah, fuck it, I'm gonna be greedy. And then I guess, keep going for the whatever 1 to 10, right? And we stopped out on that. So we gave back all the profits from this trade. So we're break even now in the day, and I was like, okay, whatever. And then I said, okay, our absolute last area where we're gonna look for buys is gonna be over here. Why? Because this is gonna be, again, the extreme area of demand. This is our protected low, so we shouldn't go past this low unless we want to dump heavily and close below the day bearishly. And again, based off our overall range, this range, this is a decent area. It's 886, 786 in that range. So I'm gonna take a trade, right? And that's what happened, right? I took a trade. In this case, actually, we just poked through. I got in really good entry over here, like right around here. Again, stop loss was like this. Again, I could have gone for 1-to-1, and then been profitable, but I was like, fuck no, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna go again for my 1 to 8, because again, it's like very early in the trading day still, 1 to 11 now. Stopped out on this, and I'm like, okay, there I should have been done. I should have been done at 1 hour on the day. But remember, I have a daily loss limit of 2 trades on the day, or a minus 750 no matter what. Okay, which is 2R on a 150K account. Okay, so minus 2R or minus 750 on the day, whatever. So I'm down, 375 now. So I'm like, okay, we should have been done there because there's no other trades. But I was like, you know what? I'm so confident in this structure that we're gonna go and fucking rally to the upside that I am going to go long again. So once we close above all the structure over here, we did like an internal break, like right around here. Let me do this like this. We did an internal break right around right here, right? I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just buy. So we closed above here. I market order bought, yeah, stopped out, man. Stopped out, unfortunately. Actually, I got in the entry was a little bit shit. It was over here, and again, we're targeting all the way up here because we should have just seen price do this. We should have just seen price spool like this, right? That would have been just beautiful. Didn't happen. We stopped out, and we were done for the day. We had to lock out. I trailed my stop a little bit, so I wasn't out fully 750. I was down like 550. So again, not a full minus 2R on the day, minus 750 on the day, which is great. Now, if you guys saw, we fucking shit the bed, right? You can see what happened, right? We came in, we hit we hit a level over here, right? The Q level. We dumped again, but there's no levels now, right? This is still protected, but this is just order book contractions going on. So there's really no level here. It's just order book contractions, right? And we pump up, right? But this is all you could say liquidity or just orders, sell orders, or excuse me, buy orders being closed. Or excuse me, what am I saying? Sell stops being closed, which pushes price higher, right? So buys being closed, I guess, whatever. And you can see that, we come up over here, we're consolidating, and I don't see an entry. I really don't see an entry. And this was actually a VWAP tab. You can see right here, we actually tapped VWAP, the weekly VWAP, the last day. So low-keys, motherfuckers were like, if you got in here and you had a tight stop, bro, and you were just holding, like, bro, this was the trade, but you would have to swing it, and you can't do that on prop firms, right? Like, low-key, that was the trade, bro. So it's kind of crazy. but yeah, like we just dump. I don't know. Again, maybe was there a divergence going on here? Let's see here. Yes, there was a divergence, a 1 minute divergence. You can see there's also a slight divergence over here, but yeah, this is the biggest one. You can see we have a higher high right over here, and we have a lower high over here, right on that closure right down here. Boom, you could have sold and then caught that. But again, I was out for the day. No matter what, guys, I couldn't take trades. Now, I'm going to show you why, right? As much as I wanted to take this trade, and as much as I wanted to trade more on the day, I'm going to tell you exactly why you can't do that, okay? The reason is because you have a daily loss limit to protect you from a wrong bias, if that makes sense. Okay, let me show you over here. Let me show you the market over here. Remember, this is just one day, right? Markets are just constantly moving. This is just one day. Okay, but let's say you have a day like this, a big fucking bearish day, a big bearish day here, all these bearish days. Okay, now remember, it's easy. It's very easy. I'm coming up on all your other favorite trading creators coming up on here. It is so easy to come up on here and give analysis that's not based on real time, okay? Because you have hindsight bias. But obviously, when you're in real time, you're analyzing in a completely different way, right? Because you don't have all of this price action, right? It's like I don't know what's going to happen, right? Nobody knows what's going to happen. So you have these rules in place to give you be a safeguard, but also that's manifested in the data to give you an understanding of what happens, right? The reason you need a daily loss limit is because it's not to prevent you from winning on good days or making you make more money. It's to protect you from having a wrong bias on a heavily trending day that is against you. Okay, let's say the day we're prices over here and I'm looking to buy, right? My bias is bullish on the day. Okay, this candle was destined to close bearish. If I'm trying to buy, like I'm trying to buy, right? Like I'm trying to buy like this, buy, like this. Buy. No matter what I do, no matter how many buys I take, I will never catch a winning trade because the candle was destined to be bearish and the day was destined to be bearish. So if I take 10 trades, regardless if I take 10 trades with the small stop or 5 trades with the bigger stop, I'm still going to lose those trades. So you need to have these daily loss limits to let the day refresh and allow yourself to maybe flip your bias or flip your understanding based off new structure. Okay? And you don't want to blow up your account on one singular day, because if I don't have a daily loss limit, I say, hey, I'm taking 10 longs no matter what. I have 10 long ideas. I'm trying to rationalize for some reason why I want a long here. Well, I'm just going to lose. You're going to blow your account. Boom. It's gone. Now, say if I had a trade limit of saying, hey, 1 trade per day or 2 trades per day. Okay, I took 1 long, done for the day, walk away. Day ends up bearish. I would have saved myself 9 losses. Day opens up. Okay, and it's destined to be bearish again. Take 1 long, boom, walk away. I'd have only lost 4 trades at max on a crazy, never before seen day in the markets. Okay, now if I take 2 trades a day, that'd be 6 to 8 trades. But you get my point, though. I could have switched my bias as well. This is only assuming I'm long for every single day, and obviously on this candle, I'm not going to be long, right? Because we've broken structure. There's no other levels to buy. I'd be short. So really, at max, you're only looking at 4 losses or 2 losses. So that's why you have to have a daily loss limit. All right, man. Now, obviously, you can get unlucky. You can just have a string of losers, and that could happen, bro. But it's really just to protect you against these heavy volatile days, basically, which is why you need that. And obviously, when you have a buffer built, you can take more discretionary trades. But yeah, that's that. Now, I will say, coming into next week, here's my analysis. We're very bearish, guys. Okay, I'm not going to look to, again, buy a falling knife. I'm going to be waiting patiently. I'm not looking to, potentially sell. Maybe, like, if we go over here. Let me go over here. Yeah, I really don't see any levels, man. Maybe, we tap this high over here, end up dumping again for another day. But you can see that, this is just crazy, right? We could have another bearish day that just completely dumps again. If you remember in 2023, we had something like this of where we fucking dumped for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days. So not saying it's going to happen, but I'm just saying, you got to be prepared to understand the markets, how they're changing, right? So maybe I take maybe one short, maybe. Okay, will it be a scalp? Maybe a 1-to-1, 1-to-2, we'll see. But I'm not going to be waiting. I'm going to be waiting for a daily closure, and I'm going to be waiting for other confirmations for us to start sloping up, right? Maybe we keep dumping, then on the next day we end up making some structure. We dump again, we end up closing bullshit like this, play retrace. I don't know, but I'm just not trying to buy randomly and catch a falling knife. We have to see what's going to go on. But yeah, hope the recap made sense. Hope this was helpful for you guys. Yeah, Nasdaq fucking shit the bed, which is crazy. We can cover that in another video or like another TikTok short or whatever. But yeah, guys, I hope this is beneficial for you guys. And yeah, let me know if you have any questions. I will see y'all in the next recap. All right, peace out.